Hi everyone, I just wanted to make a really simple tutorial today, just showing you how you can draw a basic manga eye. I normally say manga, but I always get told off in the comments, so I'm going to try my best to keep calling it manga. So hopefully I am saying it right this time. So I'm working in Photoshop here, because it was easier to record, but you can follow along with pencil and paper, or any other medium you would like. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a rectangle. And the idea here is just that we're going to fit the eye inside this shape. So whatever size you draw this rectangle is whatever size your eye is going to turn out like at the end. And we're going to start by just creating a curved line just along the top. So imagine this is actually in pencil anyway, so we can erase all this at this point. We'll ink over it later on. And from this curved line we've created, we're just going to create almost like a fang turning inwards slightly. We're going to give that a little bit of thickness, so bring that in on the inside, and then we're going to repeat on the other side. So you can see, looking at this, it actually looks a little bit like a mouth with fangs. And I'm going to create another curved line just below the other one, just to join up the fangs. Once we've done that, we're going to curve this line round even further. So following it round, we're just going to create the edge of an eyelash. Again, you can see it's got a little bit of thickness, and then I'm going to draw another 2 eyelashes above that in the same way, just getting a little bit smaller as they go upwards. You can draw more or less of these. There is no perfectly correct way of doing this. This is all just down to opinion. And I learned to draw this eye probably about 10 years ago from a how to draw manga book, and this one just always stuck with me, so I thought I'd share this. So on the other side, we're just going to create 2 more eyelashes, quite small ones this time. From here, still working in pencil, I'm just going to create a very faint line coming down from either side of those fangs. And I'm erasing them out a little bit so you can't see them as much, but I'm just using them as guidelines. So they're coming in, they're getting a little bit narrower towards the bottom. And this is where our bottom eyelash is going to be. So not as thick as the top eyelash, but we're going to repeat the same process but reverse it round. So a thin strip and a sharp point on either side coming towards those upper ones. Almost looks a little bit like a little rowing boat or something. If you would like, you could add a few basic eyelashes on here like I do, or you could leave it without, just gives a slightly different look. I'm going to just add 2 on the outside. And within that image now, we're going to create a really long stretched out oval. The top of the oval is going to be cut off, or imagine it behind the top eyelash. Shapes like this can be quite difficult to draw freehand, so you can see I go in really faint and then I gradually just go over it bit by bit to darken it. And once you're happy with that, we're going to draw within that oval, and we're going to draw a really basic highlight. So I'm imagining that the lighting is coming from the upper right hand side of the screen, and I'm going to draw this sort of weird shape here that's just curving around within the eye. You don't have to draw that exact shape, you can change that. And I'm going to draw another smaller highlight just below that. Again, you don't need to draw that one, it just adds a little bit extra to it. From there, we're going to create another oval, another stretched out oval within our larger oval. And this is just going to be the pupil, and I'm actually going to curve that round at the top, as if we're getting a little bit of shadow from the eyelash or even the eyelid above that. So I'm marking in roughly where it's going to be darker, just shading that with a pencil. And that's your basic eye already. Nice and simple, but we're going to add a little bit more to it, so I'm going to draw an eyelid just above that. So you'll notice as it comes to the outside eyelashes, it's a little bit higher up, and then I'm going to curve the line down so that it doesn't go past the eye and so that it shows where the eye actually ends. I'm just erasing out some of the construction lines a little bit just to neaten it up. And from where that eyelid that we've drawn ends, coming towards the eyelashes, I'm going to draw a curved line outwards. Again, I'm just using these for a bit of guidance, and something similar on the other side. And I'm going to draw this curvy or wavy shape here. And instead of having it as a line, we're going to add a little bit of thickness to that on the inner side. I like to even give that edge a little bit of curvature. And as we come to the end of the eyebrow, I'm just going to thin that out slightly. And then I'm just going to draw a few random hairs extra on the outside. And that's our sketch done now. You could leave it at that, or I'm just going to take this into another program here just to ink this, just to use thicker black lines. Again, as mentioned earlier, if you're working with pencil and paper, this would be when you would switch to a black fine liner or whatever pen you prefer to ink with. For those of you who are working digitally, I've just swapped from Photoshop to Manga Studio or to Clip Studio Paint, because I prefer the G pen in this program for inking. It gives me nice smooth lines. And as you've seen within the video, I've just filled in all the areas that I want to be black. So in this case, I've deepened the eyelashes and the centre of the eye. And that's our eye finished now, but obviously you need to repeat that process to draw the second eye. Because I'm working digitally, I can just duplicate my image and flip that round. But one thing to note, whether you're drawing this digitally or if you're just drawing it with pencil and paper, on the second eye, although most of it's going to be symmetrical to the first eye, we do need to make sure that the highlight is on the same side as the first eye. You might notice when I flipped it, the highlight flipped with it and was therefore on the wrong side. So I'm just correcting them and neatening them up. But if you're drawing it with pencil and paper, just draw that from the beginning. And there you have it. So nice and simple to do. The more you draw this, the more you practice it, the easier it will become. There are tons of different manga eyes, and this is just one that I've picked because I find this nice and easy and it's always stuck with me. But it might just be a good starting point for anyone wanting to learn manga. So that's it finished, guys. The next step would be to colour this. I might do a tutorial on that in the future. We'll see if there's any demand for that first. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please do leave me a comment below, hit the thumbs up button, and be sure to subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching.